that's a that's a that's a
right?
that's a
Is this
nice
true?
word. That's a nice word to call you because you my son. Like that's what I call my son. Like, what's up, champ? You doing all right, champ? Like you my son. Like that's how I greet you. You my little nigga. You know what I
Mm.
mean? You know what I'm saying?
Uh,
Little guy.
li- all right,
All right,
man.
little
Listen,
buddy.
how's your weekend been, good brother? What's
Weekend's
going
been
on with you?
good, man. It's been great. It's starting off well. The sun is gone. The rain is here, but it's okay. I'm excited to like dabble into some of those colder clothes. I see you all bundled up. You got your beanie on, your sweater on, your beanie matching your Mike's beanie. So you in there? You know what I'm
Man,
saying?
we just out here just living
Yeah, I
life,
can't tell you. I
man.
can't tell you the difference from the mic. You look like the mic as black as you is. I'm like, damn, is he the mic or who's the mic? Who am I talking to?
You know what? I would feel that way too if I was just getting dog walked all the time. That's why I had to take a
I've
weekend off.
never been dog walked. I've walked dogs. I've never been dog walked.
I ain't walking dogs. Listen, man, we have a very erratic erratic set of episodes for y'all this weekend, man. Just everything been going crazy in Hollywood. It's weird because honestly, we enjoy talking about this stuff, but sometimes it just be too much Hollywood stuff. But what's been happening with these public figures lately has just been it's been a lot,
Crazy.
man. So we had to get y'all the game. We had to get y'all a little bit of game. Do you want to give them the synopsis of this? What happened? What popped
Yeah.
off just in the last 72 hours?
You want me to give a synopsis of everything or just currently right now this particular topic? Like
Oh,
I can give a synopsis of everything.
this topic. No, this
Oh, because I
topic.
was gonna say everything's been going crazy, nigga. But this particular topic is wild because recently, within like pretty much like a 72-hour span, Cassie, a singer that used to be signed to Bad Boy, recently stated that she was assaulted sexually by the owner of Bad Boy, the CEO of Bad Boy. Many names. You got Dr. What is it? Brother Love, Diddy, Puffy Combs, Sean Combs, so many different names, but she's alleged that he had sexually assaulted her. He used to have homeless people come in and have sex with her while she watched random men have sex with her, sent her out to do sex acts, beat her up, choked her out, gave her black eyes, then sent her to like Hawaii and stuff like that. And she was suing him for some sum of like $30 million. Well, within that 72-hour span, Diddy and Cassie has come to a settlement. I believe the amount is still undisclosed, but they have came to a settlement to say that it's all good, and we're here talking about it. So
It's
when
all
we're
good.
it's all good, but since we're here talking about it, that doesn't mean it's all good because we got questions and we want answers. Because it's just too wild and it's settled too fast. You can't just come out and be like, he did this, he used to beat me, he had me just doing sexual acts and da 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 da. But I just need some money. Like I got the money now, I'm good. It's all forgiven. Like, is it? Why did you took so long? You were signed to Diddy for so long. What's going on? Why now? Why now? And is Diddy this way? Is this another hit to go on another high value man to try to hurt his career, or is these all true facts? And Diddy's really good at covering up his shit. So I don't know, man. Right? What do you think, my brother?
We just did an episode talking about Will Smith and his societal credibility and how you can almost say anything about him because the
Uh-huh.
societal credibility is so high. You could say, "Nah, I don't believe that." You could tell me that Will Smith stepped on a kitten when he was 17. The kitten died, and then he cursed at the kitten's dead body for an hour while his friends peed on it. And I'd be like, "Nah, Will Smith
It's not
never."
Will Smith.
But for all the stuff that we be hearing about Diddy, though, for all the wild things that we hear about him, as they were going over the 30-page complaint, Dell, there was a YouTuber going over, kind of reading some of the highlights. And bro, no lie, bro. I was immediately thinking about you because here's the thing. Hear me out, bro. because I was really immediately thinking about how you would film the Diddy movie. Because,
Okay.
bro, the allegations are wild, right? Like they
Right.
was having these forced orgies, and then he would apparently allegedly they will all be on drugs while the orgies was going on, and then he would pleasure himself while she was with the dudes, while she had to purposely look for BBCs because he wanted BBCs to be around, and they would be on so many drugs. Like the IV person would have to come in the morning with the liquid IV.
Uh-huh.
And then allegedly she was out with some actor on a date when they were separated. She got a call. The actor got a call from Diddy. Dude came back at the table, was like, "Hey, you got to call that man." Like, did he have all these connections? Allegedly, allegedly he found out that she was dealing with Kid Cudi, and she
Mm-hmm.
had Kid Cudi's car blown. He had Kid Cudi's car blown up, and would just give her just hella bread and hella bracelets or whatever. And she said at one point, allegedly, she felt like it was a metaphor for how shackled she felt. She's just getting a bunch of bracelets. And what gets me is that even with the whole, right, like the whole Diddy, Suge Knight, Pac, Biggie thing, I've never been one to think that Diddy had anything to do with Pac's death. I do think that the way the 90s producers was moving back in the day,
Mm-hmm.
I never really took him lightly, right? Because you know how people take that, take that, take that. I never took him lightly. Like the way the 90s producers Dell was moving, like
Yeah.
Suge Knight, Dell Master P, Diddy. I never took none of them to be
Play with.
like they was soft, right?
Yeah.
And I was just
Neither.
thinking about how cold the movie would be, because as he talked about how he used to hang on, him and Heavy D grew up in like the same neighborhood. He used to hang on from the Heavy D house because he really wanted to be on. So he would like stalk Heavy D to find out like how he can get on, and that's how he ended up getting like his connections and his internship at I forget, at LaFace Records, or so, and the rest is history. But I believe that it says something that, parentheses, this is my take on this, and this is the only right side on my end for entertainment purposes only. I I'm glad they fixed it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad they fixed it because from like a black man's perspective, if you will, and now I'm saying, not as I'm saying as me being a black man, I'm talking about from like a black celebrity perspective. I think it's kind of fitting for somebody to be able to fight an allegation in 72 hours. I
Mm-hmm.
think that's wild, right? Because when you look at whether it be Cosby or R. Kelly or even Jonathan Majors, right?
Right.
Like, even, bro, let's say he's not black, but even like, I'll say it, like Aziz Ansari, like let's say all these people that can't like fight an allegation, and it all falls down. For you to have enough bread to be like, oh nah, we just gonna settle immediately ASAP, and we just not gonna go no further. It just
Right.
goes away so fast. And they got this, there's like a Machiavellian principle from the book Machiavelli the Prince, where something on the lines where if you got to do something evil, you got to do it all at once, or else
Mm-hmm.
it'll linger for too long. So he talks about how if you got to kill 30 people, you do that shit all at once rather than like one person each day, because it's longer and longer, like evil things linger, people start to feel a way about it. But if you do the same thing faster, nobody really trips. If this settled, that's why people settle out of court, because the court trial gonna drag all this stuff out. But you settle with somebody, have them sign whatever, and it's good, it's done. It's That's why we still to this day we don't know how much Kaepernick got. We be
Right.
hearing these fake stories about how he want to be back in the NFL. That's just part of the settlement for him to pretend like he want to be back in the NFL. He's sitting pretty. They probably hit Cap with $500 million, and he gotta just pretend he want to play again. And I think this is like that situation where it's like, yo, a lot of this shit in this listing, the way it's detailed like that, a lot of that shit is probably very close to true.
True. Okay. I
Honestly, like I don't. The thing is this, bro. the thing is, like, when people in the way they was talking about it, that's why I was like, I want to see the doubt about Del Time filming this movie, because it sounds so, the way she was describing it, it sounds so Scarface bellyish.
Yeah.
The shit he doing and moving and just like, I'm sorry, no, in no place in Scarface or Belly does a woman get dragged by the hair, but like, I feel like he was like dragging her, and the way she was describing it just made it sound like it just
Actually, in Belly, there is a woman that gets dragged by her.
does he
Method Man
drag?
drags DMX girl. Remember when he beating her up?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, bruh, I just want to say, the lawyer that was in charge of writing Cassie's complaint
Did a great
should
job.
instantly sell that shit as a screenplay, because,
Mm-hmm.
bro, the way it was described, I'd watch that movie. And I don't even mean it in the I don't mean it in the way where I want to see her get her ass whooped. I want to see the maniac side of like a record producer. I haven't seen that movie yet. I
You
haven't
have.
seen that movie yet.
You
So
have.
I'm glad they settled. I'm glad they settled. That's where I'm at with it. Where you at, bro?
I mean, of course, yeah. I'm glad they settled. I think it's crazy, right? That now we got Diddy Ike, right? We got Ike Diddy, because that's what I'm gonna say. That movie's already been out here. Love, is it Love Don't Cost a Thing? No, it's not Love Don't Cost a Thing. Whatever, the movie with Tina Turner, the Tina Turner
Love's
movie.
what love's got to do with it? You know what? I don't think so, bro. Because Diddy Money is so long, where he was talking about having like, they was talking about just paying everybody, getting cars blown up. But that's like American Gangster, bro.
It is.
Like, that's like, I don't. So, and the thing is, I think Ike was obviously a woman beater and abuser.
Mhm.
Diddy, and like Diddy's like running this, like telling us he runs this vodka brand, but like not running the vodka brand, and then just running used to be running the marathons, walking on the street with his shirt off, dressing up as Batman. I think it's just, I mean, there's a Joker,
Yeah.
bro. It's so
It's
crazy.
a wild story. No, don't get me wrong. The Diddy version is crazy, right? Like you
Yeah,
adding
yeah,
Diddy's
that's what I mean.
personality, everything else into it is definitely gonna paint a great story. And I think it would be a good story. I will say this to this particular case. I'm not saying it's not true. I don't know about the full truthness to it, but I do think that like it has some truthness to it. I think that it possibly was. He was, she had to sleep with other men and he liked it. And him being a man with money, that she probably did it just, wanting to help her career or wanting to satisfy Diddy. We seen how Diddy got women out here fighting over him now with his old ass. He got women out here like young Miami out here fighting over him. I forgot the other little Asian chick that was out here fighting over him. Like,
Yeah.
he got a lot of shit going on, right? So it's not far fetched. But what if I was like, what if Cassie was just very slick in her maneuver? Diddy out here playing checkers, she playing chess. Cause Diddy, like, another thing where previously to our last episodes, like, this shit comes out from a long ass time ago. So all this shit happened a long time ago. So it's now coming to forefront. Then you do it. But is it good timing? Because Diddy right now facing not society pressure from this thing with Keefe D saying that he's involved with Tupac, right? So you got those legal allegations against you. You got society going against you on that because they love Tupac so much. So then, chess move from Cassie. Well, shit, I'm gonna sue him. I need a bag. I'm gonna sue him right now and say that he did something to me, which is not too far from the truth. But maybe I might have been a little bit more involved in, because I was younger at that time. I think she was like 19 at the time. He was like 37. So at that
19.
time,
Yeah, they met when she was 19.
yeah.
Shit went
So
on for over a decade.
so they were already going through that. So now it's like you got all of that shit. You got the fact that people think that he killed his other wife. Or, I mean, it's not his other wife, his baby mama. All of this other stuff going on, right? So people already all have all speculations. Diddy may have had to settle this. Like, maybe wanted to fight it. Maybe it was like, man, I really want to fight this, but they were like, you
Yeah.
know what? you can't fight this right now because all of this stuff going on with KPD and all these other legal shit that you got going on right now. We need all the pressure here. We can't split your lawyers right now from this.
Yeah.
So if we split your lawyers right now from this to try to solve this, we just gonna give her whatever she needs right now. Whatever she asking for. Maybe it was she just got the 30 million she asked for. Here's 30 million or 15 million. We'll settle this shit for 15 million. Boom, you get out of here. It's whatever. Because most women who are that scorned, amount of money ain't gonna really settle what you trying to do, right? Like, especially right now. Like she could have hear me out. She's a celebrity. B, C, whatever you want to call her, she's a celebrity. So she could have used this right now in a time of, women above everything right now. She could have used that particular method to say, well, I can go on a book, I can go on a whole tour and talk about this shit and how Diddy did this and this and this and this. They could have came out with a surviving Diddy. And she could have, you know what I'm saying? The money and the shit that she could have raked in, the publicity that she could have raked in on that. I'm not saying that. I mean, it goes back to, of course, also to the Jay-Z dinner, or do you go, or do you set the 500,000? So,
right.
So at the same time, it's like, do I really want to go on this whole tour and shit, or do I just settle and take this little money right now that I can get and move the fuck on?
Right.
But I do think tax-free. And I think it was a chess move. I think it was a fucking chess move. I think it was like, I see you got hella shit going on. I could have brought this shit out 2 years ago. I could have dropped this shit out this time, but I came out with this time right now. As soon as I found out that Diddy is allegedly tied to the murder of Tupac. You feel me? So now I come on and say, I've been hurt. I've been scoring. Because like it would have been a perfect time for her to come on and say that shit when Surviving R. Kelly was popping. Like honestly, y'all worried about R. Kelly, but Diddy, the whole shit been like this. Look what Diddy did to me. Because she basically was a sex slave. If that's what he was doing, like tied into it, she was a sex slave.
Yeah. I mean, allegedly, she was going to do a book.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, yo, give us money. Give me money or else I'm going to release this book.
Mm-hmm.
And then Diddy's people just brush it off as blackmail, like she ain't going to do nothing, right? Yeah. And to your point, maybe the R. Kelly thing wasn't the right time because what was going on with that, because there's so much like surviving this person, surviving that person. You got MJ, you got Michael Jordan, Return to Neverland thing coming and all that stuff, whatever. Maybe that wasn't the right, and even Bill Cosby still doing with his thing around that time. Maybe that wasn't the right time. To your point, this is the most perfect time. And like, oh, everybody hitting them up. Oh, let's run it up. Like, let's run it up. Like, let's do what we can do right now. Cause you're the only person in the news right now. Like whether it's Diddy being like, bro, I don't even really own Ciroc. Like they just have me being the face of that shit and they owe me money now. And then Keefy D being like, hey, y'all need to go look at Diddy too. And then the artist being like, hey, Diddy, you got to give us our money for our records. Mm-hmm. And then all of us going back in time looking at making the band like, bro, you really make them walk that far for cheesecake?
Right. But that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying like I'm saying my only point is, right, if you are Cassie at the time where all of this is going on, Surviving Everybody is happening, this is a perfect time to bring your story out. If that's your story though, if that's your story and it's like you want to get it, that's your main objective is to extract. Now, if your objective is to get the bag, you're right. This is perfect fucking timing because you got the bag. You got the bag. I'm not saying that it didn't happen. I don't want to say, I don't want to say these allegations aren't true. I don't want to like dismiss anything or go against a woman or say that she's not hard, especially a person, a victim. I don't want to do any of that. But I'm saying, shit, you could be a victim and still be smart about how you gonna go get your shit.
Yeah, absolutely. I think to your point, those two things aren't necessarily mutually exclusive. Because when you talk about how I got it, well, if you want to get your story out or if you want the money, honestly, you really gotta just sit down and be like, you know what? I'm gonna collect this 30 million, and then that's the story. Like it's not. I don't think you say, okay, well, I could write the book and go on tour, or I can get this money. Like they're separate. Mm-hmm. No, like you writing a complaint and then getting 30 million. Like that's the story. Anybody that want to read it, they can read the complaint. They can read the civil suit. They could listen to this show, and I think you think you do both. And you're right. Yeah, you do be smart about what you finna do. Ain't no, I'm gonna go to court and show everybody that he's wrong. Everybody know he's wrong. Like, ain't no point in that. Like, what if Kaepernick gonna turn down a settlement and be like, no, I'm gonna keep trying out and keep trying out. No, if you blackball, then you blackball. You prove you blackballed, take the money, and then just go march and have a good time, and then apply for a job every now and then. But you good now, you living right now. So I think that I think to take the inverse sides of that and just be an advocate for the devil real quick. I want to ask you this, Dell. When you take the money that fast, does it hurt the surviving everyone people? Because everybody knows what a settlement for the most part looks like, depending on what side of it that you're on.
Right.
If you're on the side of all the victims forever, then you're like, that person's paying for silence. If you on the side of all boss niggas forever, you be like, it ain't tricking if you got it. And if you're on the side of anyone that's ever been in court or ever had to pay for a lawyer, do you know that shit is expensive? Period. So my question to you would be, do you think that, I think men get it, but do you think that for women that are huge advocates of this type of abuse, right? Advocates of the anti-abuse movement, if you will, do you think they feel like slighted by Cassie, or is it like, bitch, get your bag, or is it, she sold us out?
I don't think it actually affects them at all, because I feel like each victim, whatever they go through, they have the choice to choose to select whatever they feel is best for them, whatever is going to help soothe their trauma, right? So in a way, as a victim, you may look at it and say, well, maybe she didn't want to go through the whole diminishing of what she has to go through, because as a victim, when you're going through these particular type of scenarios, now you have to either go into the detail of what happened, and maybe you don't want to relive all of those things. So you're like, you know what? Like, I know what happened. I talk about it to my close friends or my therapist, whoever I talk about it to, and I get it all out. So I've been able to talk it all out. I don't need the public to know, and then they judge me, because the first thing the public's going to do is say, well, she said she agreed to it, so maybe she she was with it, and now she wants the money because of this and this and this, right? So I think accepting the money doesn't hurt. You feel me? I feel like people who want to get their story out, they want to get their story out because they really, really want people to know how bad this person is. You feel me? Yeah. And then in a way, I feel like that's not really the case, where I think it's more like, this is me. This is what I'm going through. I'm a victim. I was hurt. This is what's going to help me. It might not help me soothe fully, or heal fully, but this is what's going to help me right now. You know what I mean? I don't want to go out and relive my story and have people judging me, and now I'm a spectacle of that.
That's a great point, man. I can't even argue with it, because I'm thinking that in our society, I'm gonna say as of today, Ryan rules. As of today, we gotta acknowledge shit that we ain't gonna win. Yeah. And when you're younger, that's arguments with your parents. And then as we get older, it's a situation like this. If you want to go against a billionaire, you take the 30 million. And even situations like with our people, you get popped or whatever by the city, the settlement, $20 million, $10 million for wrongful deaths for the police. Do you pursue like the police officer going to jail, or do you accept this $10 million and change your family's legacy, so that you don't got to be around a situation you lower your exposure to the police forever? It's like, nah, just no justice, no peace. Like, bro, like maybe like justice is getting a piece of this bread.
Yeah. No, you're right.
I think that's where it's at, because to be real, I think we're just at a place where, because a lot of us kind of understand what a settlement means. Somebody don't feel like going to court. Mm-hmm. And because we all know what that means, I think if you get a settlement, then you do get a W.
I agree.
Then you do get a W, and no matter what you say about it, I know this may sound wrong. No, it don't sound wrong. It sounds completely right. It's a price for almost everything. So if she got $30 million worth of reparations, then I mean it's $30 million worth of reparations, especially when the amount is undisclosed, bro. When the amount is undisclosed,
it could be anything. So it's just like
when a billionaire pays undisclosed, bro. You imagine if you settle. I mean, Jeff Bezos got way more money than Diddy, but you imagine, I settled this dispute with Jeff Bezos undisclosed. For real? Yeah. You could touch my butt once.
Yeah. Just once.
At Whole Foods.
Yeah. For real?
How much you get from him? Bro, like, can't even talk about it. Yeah. Nigga, do you have a dolphin tank in the back of your Porsche? You know, bro, just a little something. Something
small, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? A little bit of nothing, feel me?
A little bit of nothing, man. I mean, while we're talking about, I mean, my dark skinned niggas just acting off the wall. I got a question for you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
The other day, obviously, Mike, we had some dark skin, light skin crime the other day. One of my big homie Draymond had to choke out your big homie Rudy Gobert.
That's not my big homie, bro. And stop.
Y'all both French.
Nope, I'm not French at all, bro. Everybody knows that now.
Why you cross your arms?
Because, bro, you ain't about to start, like, I'm on my defensive shit now. You know communications. When you see a nigga cross his arms, nigga, he defensive now.
All right, so look, okay, you're right. You're not French. All right, so look, when this popped off, I think you and I both came to an immediate conclusion. I wanted to talk about this because the conclusion that you came to in our group chat was completely opposite of mine. You said once this shit happened, you was like, "That's it, can't defend him no more," right? Okay. But for me, when it popped off, I thought, okay, this solidifies the greatness of Draymond Green. To me, I think this solidifies his greatness, and I think I can defend him forever now.
Wow.
So, firstly, I'm gonna ask you why you don't feel like you can defend Draymond after choking out Rudy Gobert and being suspended for 5 games. Why do you think that you can no longer defend him, Dell?
It's just too much. Like, here's the thing. I know where you're going to go with this. You're going to say, he's really defending his boy. We just know that he really rides for his team and blah, blah, blah. He has a lot of passion for the game, blah, 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 blah. But after a while, it's like, come on, bruh. Like, you also got to know that, like, if you do something like this, regardless of what it looked like, it could be anything. Just this is the year right now where you stay clear of shit. Anything. Last year you socked the fuck out of a Jordan Poole. Sure. Now we see Jordan Poole and we're like, okay, well, maybe he deserved to get socked. Now niggas can question that and be like, well, maybe he deserved to get socked, right? Maybe, you know what I'm saying, Rudy Gobert deserved to get choked out since he gave the whole league COVID. Whatever, right?
Those are facts.
But at the same time, you just can't beat that nigga. At certain times, it's like this, right? I remember being at work when I was younger. Because of my stance and how vocal I am, you feel me? It would be times where, you know, me and my colleagues, we would feel something and people would voice their opinion to me, I voice their opinion and da-da-da-da-da, but we could talk about it in the break room. Regardless of the situation, I can't be the nigga that go out there and bring this to the attention to upper management because I'm not the one nigga that people are going to believe. It's going to seem like he's just complaining again. Here he is, blah, 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 doing this and this. All my shit could be facts. I could have came in the most nicest term of doing it. Hey, how you doing, boss? I just wanted to bring it to your attention that you having us staying late nights to do cold calling seems absurd. And, you know, some of us have family. We need to get home. Shut the fuck up. Get back to work. That's probably how they would have talked to me, right? But like I'm saying, if it was somebody who actually had like the ability to go do this, or somebody that they least hear from, they'd be like, you know what? That's totally understandable. You know what? You're right. Maybe we should look into this. You feel me? Dre is me. He can't be that nigga that's choking niggas out.
Why not? It seems like the perfect person to do it.
It could have been Chris Paul. It could have been Jonathan Kuminga. It could have been any other nigga on the Warriors. that choked him out. And everybody been like, you know what? Rudy Gobert deserved that. But now niggas is looking at it like, see, Draymond acting up. And then because what happens is they go back and they compile all of the shit that Draymond's done. Kicking niggas in the nuts, stepping on niggas' chests.
Allegedly.
You feel me? Socking niggas. None of those things are allegedly, nigga. These are all in 4K. Like all the shit he's done, and then it's like now the last thing we done seen is you just choke a nigga out. Like you want some WWE shit now. You feel me? Like you can't defend this shit no more. You can't like your point is like no, like even with the Sabonis shit, right? It was already hard with the Sabonis shit. Like the Sabonis shit is like you trying to defend it, like no, see, because like Sabonis grabbed his leg, so when he did, like no, nigga. No, nigga. If you really look at the footage, this nigga Draymond, like he did like eventually try to grab his leg, but it's like Draymond like went and like stepped in on his chest and did a whole bounce, like a Mario bounce off of that nigga, like hit that nigga, do. Like he collected coins after he did this. Like, so it's like it's bad, bro. It's bad. It looks terrible. It's not cool. It's just a hard thing to defend right now. Nobody can be like, yeah, like don't get me wrong. I love Draymond. I love him. I love that. I'm glad he choking niggas that's on the opposite team than us. I'm glad that we not getting choked out. I'm glad Steph ain't getting choked out.
Yeah.
I'm glad all of that stuff, right? But it's almost like when Meta World Peace just elbowed the fuck out of James Harden. Like
wild.
That shit was wild. This is the same shit. You can't defend that. You couldn't defend that. Like he because even then it's like lightly you could almost defend the Meta World Peace shit because he was just stretching and James Harden was right there. Shit happens. He caught a ball, right? Like he was like his arm he was stretching his arm. He was trying to. He was feeling like he needed space. He's claustrophobic, whatever. But like I'm just saying, for this Draymond shit, it's just too much shit is compiled up. It's almost like you've been a serial killer and you got so many killings, but now we're gonna call this one a just cause. Like we understand now. Like, no, y'all trying to make Jeffrey Dahmer like a hero. Like, no, y'all can't do that, boy. Like, no, he can't. I love him. You know what I mean? It sucks that I'm glad it's only 5 games. You feel me? But it's the same shit with John Morant. It's like it's a John Morant effect.
It's not.
It is. It's the John Morant
effect. You can't defend it no more.
Bro. It's like, nigga, you're gonna keep doing shit. It's like you ain't even got like you're gonna keep doing shit. You're gonna keep bringing your gun out. You're gonna keep doing this. You're gonna keep doing that. Like you keep doing the excessive shit. Like you could have came in. Here's the thing. Dre could have came in and pushed Rudy Gobert like, hey, bro, back up. That's my man. And everybody be like, all right, cool. That's how you defend your team. You know, you could even hit the Carmelo shit when you still on the nigga and then run back. You know what I'm saying? But like
that's better.
I mean,
that's not better.
It's not. But I'm just saying, but like you literally just gave this nigga you tried to go to sleep, nigga. You gave that nigga the Melvin versus Jody. Like, nigga, it was like it's wild.
So what? So you can't defend him no more. So what? You disown him?
I can't defend those actions. No. Oh, okay. I can defend him if he does like if he does something that's like I just can't say. Like my thing is I'm just content with saying Draymond's a wild card. Like you never know what's gonna happen. Okay. You never know what's gonna happen. So at that moment, it's like that's what I'm contending. I'm not gonna be like, no, he only doing. I'm not about to make excuses for him no more.
Oh no, I'm not here to make excuses for him.
That's all I'm saying when I say I can't defend him no more.
Even when he trampolined off of Sabonis' chest. I mean, you talked about that. I don't have no excuse for him. I just think that this is where I'm at with it, right? Because this happened. Because it happened in the beginning of the season. In the beginning of the game, right? He's been fined $2.2 million in his career for fines, right? And we gave him $100 million for 4 years. This is where I'm at. I came about this feeling because I saw somebody comment under the YouTube video for a suspension. They said, as a Warrior fan, it gets so frustrating seeing Draymond do this every year. And in my mind, I had to really step back and say, man, look, you not taking the bad with the good, right? I got a good friend of mine that we used to be cool. I don't talk to dude no more. We used to watch a lot of Warrior games together, and he'd be like, oh, hey, when Curry takes bad shots, he threw that one behind the back pass. It was a turnover in the finals. And I'm like, bro, the only reason he's raw is because he takes wild-ass risks like that. Like, you're not Curry without taking a wild-ass half-court shot for no reason. That's just not how it works. You know, you got to take the bad with the good. And for Draymond to get $100 million after punching Jordan Poole, and we deported Jordan Poole, like we deported him. I'm content with knowing that that's just his job. You know, that's his job. It's not, he not a wild card. He not a problem. It's not frustrating. It's okay because that's his job. When we was younger, we used to play with this guy. We used to play with this guy named Ruben. The way me and Ruben, our first encounter, we almost got in the fight. We was playing 1-on-1 and he was hacking the shit out of me. And I was like, man, I like this guy's defense, but this is horrible for me right now. And then from then on, we were friends. If Ruben was on your team, he was going to have 3 rebounds, no points, 56 illegal screens. And if he wasn't on your team, you would have probably quit because all he would do was hack. He's one of those football players. He's one of the undersized football players that like playing basketball for the cardio, and he would just hack you. And I was content knowing that's his job. And Warrior fans got to be okay with this being Draymond's job. We gave him $100 million because this is his job. And another thing that had got me was I had to tell somebody at work we were talking about. I said, man, it's just so frustrating. I'm like, listen, you got to understand this. This isn't like a Steph Curry, Mark Jackson situation where it's like, yo, we love Coach Mark. Y'all gonna get rid of him? They're like, nah, Curry, Clay, we know what's good. We know what's good for y'all. We know what's better for y'all. And bringing Steve Kerr, rest is history.
Right.
Now, Curry owns the team. Curry is the ambassador of the whole team. He run the whole shit. This is his team. This is his stadium. He probably moved the team. It's Curry team. If Curry didn't want Draymond Green on that team, Draymond Green wouldn't be on the team.
I agree.
If Curry didn't want Draymond Green to have $100 million, Draymond Green wouldn't have $100 million. And you gotta be really good to be on a starting 5 with somebody as great as Curry because they can spend that $100 million on like 64 different G League players. And it's simply just the Dennis Rodman effect from the Bulls. You think Michael Jordan would ever respect somebody like Dennis Rodman? Like if he wasn't valuable to the team, hell nah. Hell, as hard as Michael Jordan work on his game, you got a random nigga just going to Vegas and missing games. Right. But he's that good. He kicking cameramen, grabbing other players by the butt, playing psychological warfare with him, being late to games, smelling like all the drugs, bringing random bitches to the locker room, taking shots during halftime. But he's getting you rings. Draymond don't even do none of that. He just kick people in the nuts sometimes. He jump off a nigga chest sometimes. He may choke out a Frenchman every once in a while. But this has brought us 4 rings, bro. This has brought us 4 rings. And Warrior fans, all of y'all just got to accept it. Y'all have to accept this and move on. This is who he is. This is his job. This is his job.
I hear you. The thing about it is what I mean by defending him is I'm not about to be sitting there saying, like, I get you saying it's his job. It's what he should be known for.
No, not what he should be known for. This is his responsibility, Dale.
Nah, I don't think it's a responsibility. I don't think he needs to do that. I think you can be the enforcer as he is, and you can be the I don't know, you can be the toughness that your team needs, right? That they don't have, that they're lacking of, because you know they have all of these players who are just humble. They have all these players who are household names, right? I'm just saying, I'm not about to be defending him any longer to tell people like, you know, like Draymond, like when he did that, like, you gotta understand. Like, I'm not about to be on that hype no more. Like when he does shit, I'm gonna be like, that's just him. Like, you know how like people like that's just what I'm at with it. I'm saying I'm not about to be trying to argue the case any longer. Like, I'm not about to be like, no, like when he did that, like it's because it is, or he didn't really kick him in the nuts. Like, I'm like, no, he probably did that shit on purpose. Like, I'm just gonna agree that that's what happened. Like, I'm not gonna fight it no more. I'm not about to be like, no, man, like, see, no, because you didn't see the play. Like, he didn't really mean to. Like, nope, he meant to do that shit. No, he choked him out. Like, that's what he was going to do. Like, that's that. I'm saying that's what I mean by defending.
No, that's what I mean. Like, people are like, no, he jumped on Rudy because Rudy had his hands around Clay. Now he was gonna gonna do that to Rudy regardless.
Regardless, like it just happened this early in the season. Like Rudy was gonna get that regard. He been wanting that for Rudy. Now that's my belief. It's like I'm just like like I said, I love Drake, but now I'm just believing like all his stuff that happens. Like he intentionally needs to do these things. Like these are things. Like none of this shit is coincidental. This shit is just happening now. Like he really, like I used to be like, nah, like it's because like when he's shooting, like when I mean about defense, like when he's shooting, like his foot go up. Like even when I shoot, I'll be shooting one leg or jumper sometimes, so my foot go up, and then if you close, you might get kicked in the nuts. Nobody's ever been close to me enough to get kicked in the nuts. He just happens to be kicking people in the nuts. Nah, now I'm thinking about it. I look back, I'm like, but he was kicking niggas in the nuts. Like he knew exactly what he was doing. Like he knew exactly what he was doing. Like
I think no, there's two times when he kicked Steven Adams in the nuts. And only one time I think was on purpose.
Yeah, I know exactly which one you're talking about too. Then that's the one I'm really like. Whenever I see that, I'm like, he did that shit on purpose, boy. Like, and then turned around like he was like something like, no, Steve Adams on the ground, like, oh, like no, like you kicked me in the nuts. Like he looking doing that whole shit. Like I'm no longer defending them and trying to make just cause for it. I'm just going to agree that that's him. It's like that one person where you be at work and you be like, man, she always doing this. That's just her. Like that's it. That's just Draymond. That's how he roll. Like that's how I'm with it.
I'm just saying, like, I just think man, that's how we roll. But I'm okay. You done defending it, and I'm saying I'm gonna start as a Warrior. I'm gonna start taking pride in it because I don't like people walking around being frustrated and offended. Because without him punching people in the face and kicking people in the nuts,
we don't get 4 championships.
I'm not even saying that, Dell, but what I'm saying is that Curry wouldn't be allowed to not play any defense. Mm-hmm. And I hear we hear a lot of poo-poo on Curry's defense, and it's not his job. Right. Curry ain't supposed to be playing hella defense. His job is to put up 30 a game. So if Steph Curry ain't got to play no D, and Klay Thompson is like deteriorating as a defender, and Andre Iguodala has retired, and he was deteriorating as a defender as well. You got Draymond. Draymond is playing defense for like 3.3 people. Yeah. So with that, you're gonna have to kick some niggas in the nuts.
See, that's making an excuse for it. See, I'm not even no. See, I'm not even gonna make this like that's an excuse because you're saying, well, it's because Curry ain't playing D. He's really just having to slack.
That's just the logistics, Dale.
No, it's not. He's doing this shit. And see, this is where we're at. This is what I mean by defending. Like, I'm not about to make that's a wild ass excuse. Like, it's only happening because it is. No,
it's not. No, it's not an excuse. It's a job description.
To do it. It ain't got nothing else. It ain't got
doing it to do it.
He's doing it to do it. That's it. That's it. When people ask me like, bro, you like, and the thing is, because I got to deal with this a lot of Kings fans, like Kings fans especially, like they the ones who come at you the most with this, like Draymond kicking niggas in this, especially ever since the thing that happened with Sabonis. Like they're hot, like bro, he almost took out our international elite player. I can't believe this shit. Like niggas is hot, right? So, I'm with you, but I'm not about to be making excuses like he has to do this because of the. You know what? He's doing it to do it. Like, deal with it. Like your team got to deal. He's doing it to do it, bro. At this moment, that's what it is. For fun. He out there jumping niggas for no reason. Like it ain't got nothing to do with nothing. It ain't nothing. Like I'm not about to be like trying to make excuses for him. Like that's where I'm at with. I'm not about to be making excuses for him. Like this ain't my son, and I'm like, nah, it's because he be at home and we don't be feeding him, so he be coming in snatching other people's lunches. Nah, nigga, like
Wait, but listen, hold up. The excuse you just gave, that's not an excuse, it's a reason. My son snatches niggas' lunches because we don't feed him at home. That's what you just said?
But that's what you're basically saying. It. He's beating people up because he has to play 3 times defense.
That's a real reason. My son is
because it shouldn't be happening on offense. It don't even be on defense. I can understand it like he's tackling niggas on defense, but it should be on offense. You kicking niggas on offense. You have the ball. Like that don't even make sense. Like I'm gonna kick him in the nuts when I'm on offense because I gotta play so much defense. Like stop it. Like we're not gonna make these excuses for him.
You just said he could be an enforcer. Being an enforcer, though, that's a full-time job. It's not just offense and defense.
Oh, you don't need to kick nobody in the nuts. You don't need to be choke slamming nobody. You don't need to be socking your own players. Like all of that stuff is it's just too much, bro. It's too much. And this shit ain't even coming out like, oh yeah, every 5 years something come out. It's like bro, every year
That's
you're
what I.
doing something to the
That's what I
point
mean.
where
No, that's what I'm saying. Like it's like
we're
we go.
questioning your integrity. Like,
What?
yo, nigga,
Who?
like
Who's questioning
morals.
it?
Like people, the
How we
other
gave
teams.
him?
I'm not as a Warrior fan
Yeah,
because
we
now
gave him.
I came to contempt. That's who he is. And he doing this shit. He's a wild card. You
Did
know
we
how
gave
you
him?
used
Did we give him $100 million, brother? If we
they
gave
can't
him
do a
that,
content with it.
if we gave
They
him
don't
that, then
make
that's
excuses.
if we gave him that, that's his
You know
job.
what's crazy? The Warriors don't even make excuses. The Warriors don't even come on and be like, you know what? But this is only like Dre was under a lot of pressure and stuff happened. Like none of that. They come out and be like, hey man, suspension for 5 games. It's wild. Draymond, you already know. Don't like that's where I'm at with it. Like, hey Dre, next time just be better about it. Like, don't
No,
do
there's
it.
no be
Don't do it in
better, Dale. That's
public.
what I'm saying. Own it. You got.
Yeah,
We got.
own it.
This is in the job description. If you go somewhere and they be like,
It's
this
not in the
is,
job
they
description.
be
They
like, this
definitely
is.
don't want
They
this.
be like,
They literally just let this, they letting this slide because they're like, you're right. Like they need them. But I'm saying at the same time,
yeah.
I'm not about to like, I feel like it be times where it's like, man, the Warriors so good, man. We got the great squad. And then somebody come up and be like, well, Draymond be kicking niggas in the nuts. And then I'm feeling myself like, no, see, you gotta understand. Like, that ain't what he trying to do. Like, nah, nigga, nope. Nope. And even to the point where it's like when he saw when he saw Jordan Poole, it was like, no, Jordan Poole must have said some shit. No, now I think he just went and stole on him. Like, I don't even think like at this point.
I've been saying that.
Like I think he just looked at the nigga, was like, I never liked this light skinned nigga, and just stole on that nigga and just gave him the hand, and that's it. We don't hear no audio, nothing. Everybody, because like, so I'm saying like we trying to allude to something. But my thing is at this moment, Dre is who he is. That's what he does. He's Debo. And you don't make excuses for Debo. Nobody's making excuses for Debo. Nobody's saying Debo was just coming around snatching
Debo didn't have
chains
4 championships.
because Debo just coming around snatching chains because like you know what I'm saying he live in Watts or he live in Inglewood and because he living in Inglewood that's just, he big so he just has to do it. No one's making excuses.
Okay,
No
but
one's
what
making
if?
excuses for Debo knocking the hell out of Smokey. I mean knocking the hell out of Red.
Okay,
Nobody's.
but what if? But what if though?
There ain't no what if because this
No,
is all fact.
What if Debo was snatching, was messing with was treating them other niggas on the other block like that, taking the chain every day, and then he was able to pay back Big Worm for Craig. If he could pay Big Worm back that money from snatching chains, then we got results. So then he's snatching chains, so we can get the results.
Ain't no
so
excuse.
I'm not looking for
it's reasonable. You're trying to say it's reasonable. So I'm saying
this man's job description.
I'm saying I'm not as a fan. I'm no longer. This is me as a fan. I am no longer. I love Draymond. I hope we keep him. I'm glad he's getting 100 million. However, I'm no longer making excuses for his actions. I'm no longer defending excuses for. If somebody say, well, I'm just not. All I'm gonna be is like, that's just what he does, and
exactly.
that's it.
Okay,
that's
cool.
it. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm no longer gonna be like trying to argue it out. Like, no, see, because like, why are we talking about that? Like, nope, that's what he does, and I'm gonna just shut the whole conversation down with that.
Okay, so I kind of feel you. You're basically at this point like a Kanye Trump fan that's tired of being like, oh, well, what he meant was this.
Yeah.
He meant to say this. You just gonna own it. Like that's who he is. That's cool. That's cool. I don't think I'll ask you this. Do you think his behavior is unacceptable?
At this point, no.
Okay, cool. That's all I wanted to know.
Nope.
That's what
I
I'm
don't
saying.
even think it's unacceptable. I think as long as they keep like you said, they paying them 100 million. If it was unacceptable, they would have got rid of them. They got you. You know what I'm saying? You seen what happened with Memphis. Memphis was like, they thought Dylan Brooks talking about LeBron and him going off in that game was unacceptable, so they shipped his ass out of there. That's the difference. You feel me? So no, they paid him to do this. Now at this moment, not to do this. They didn't pay him to do this, but they paid him.
They did.
Nah.
They gave him Dell. They gave him money, and they was like, "Listen, we love what you do. We're gonna ship Jordan Poole out of here. We're gonna give you 100 mil.
Yeah.
Are you ready to choke niggas next season?"
And then they never asked him that.
And then Draymond was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Bro, we're just saying we got to keep the intensity up."
Yeah.
And
Rudy Gobert gave everybody COVID.
We got French niggas out here wilding out, giving out COVID.
We was gonna win that championship.
That's what I mean, bro. So actually, you know what? We wasn't, because that's the year that Steph broke his hand.
Yeah.
So it worked out for us anyway. But all I'm saying is that I just think I appreciate you coming over to the dark side and finally like representing his championship.
I didn't come over to the dark side.
But I just think that it's fall now. You're gonna get darker, bro. I mean, you're gonna get lighter as fall. All right, fine. Stay your ass over there. Listen. Well, I need you to understand. about people like on my side that go hard in the paint. This shit ain't finesse, bro. It ain't finesse. Niggas like you can't put up 30, 45 points, 80 if you don't got other niggas in the cut doing these things. How you think you could put up, you think you could just put up 80 points every game, Dale, and you don't got other niggas doing secret things you don't see in the cut? It's somebody getting elbowed. It's somebody getting punched in the nuts for you to score 80 points. You think it just willy-nilly happens like that? It don't. It don't, bro. Somebody got to pick up the slack for what you not doing on the court. It's a team
I don't have
game.
anybody in there choke slamming niggas and choking niggas out. I don't got niggas in there stealing on their own teammates. Like, I don't have any of that. Like, if that's happened,
that happened one time, bro.
If that happened, yeah, that's all it needed. Like, that's all you needed was once. That's all you needed. Like I said, imagine it being on camera too. Like, it's on camera too. It's like, bro, it's forever on the internet. Like, go back, like Jordan Poole baby gonna see this one day. Like, damn, Dad, that's what happened with you. Like, we pulled up some archives of you getting knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, especially if his career don't quite like work out, because they already making, you know how they made that James Harden highlight film like 10 years ago of not playing no defense. It's like 5 minutes long. Y'all should check out if you haven't seen it. It's a 5-minute video of James Harden just
fucking up.
It's not playing.
I saw it. No playing, no doing stupid shit, doing just dumb shit though. Like, I don't know about that video, but I seen another video where, because you're saying he's not playing no D, but I'm talking about
no. It's the one, not the one where he's doing just James Harden bloopers. I'm not talking about that one.
Okay,
it's a video. It was made, bro, probably maybe 5-7 years ago. Just like a collective of him just doing defensively lazy shit, like hella bad habits. And I remember all of us was in the group chat talking about it. I'm the views in the group chat at this point, but the nigga from Texas and the homie in Vegas. Homie in Texas was like, bro, anybody can make that long of a video and say somebody don't play D. And the Vegas homie was like, nah, bro. Like, the practices he doing, the shit he's doing, that's just what lazy niggas do on defense. He's not playing any D. My point is, they made a whole video to assassinate his character, and that's what it did. It was so big that they had a Foot Locker commercial with James Harden in it, and they was like, "Hey man, don't be so defensive." James Harden's like, I'm not defensive." They even made fun of the video. That's what I can. Anyway. They starting to develop a Jordan Poole highlight reel of that deal. Have you seen it? It's about
yeah, I've seen it.
It's only a minute long right now, but it's him and Kuzma just doing stupid
shit. Throwing, like, they down hella points, throwing it off the glass, all hella shit. Yeah, I seen that video. And the thing about, but that's what I'm saying. Like, his career is not going to, because one, it's like, even when he gets swatted by Porzingis sends his shit. Like, because he tries to do like the behind the back, but it's just like, he's the same nigga. So if his career doesn't pop off, even if his career pop off, he can win another championship. And it's just gonna be the simple fact that shit lives on the internet forever.
No, I don't think.
Why you didn't do that shit to Draymond? Like, that's all that's gonna happen,
brother. If he wins a championship, deal, it's cool, because like the best revenge is success.
Right.
But if he falls out of the league after getting punched in the face and getting to another team, and people go to the Wizards, that's just where their career ends at. And he just fizzles off and goes to playing China for egg rolls, then I'm gonna feel you, because that's all Draymond's fault.
It is Draymond's fault.
It's all his fault, bro. But for now, all we could do is accept that what he does is reasonable. Because
it's not reasonable, but it's just I'm not making an excuse no more for it. I'm not like that, because you're like reasonable and all that. That's making an excuse. I'm not doing that any longer. I'm gonna say this. This is what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say it happens. What he does, it happens. Like, that's it.
Yeah, that's an excuse.
That's not an excuse. It happens.
That's the worst shit you can say. It's the worst shit you can say to a Kings fan. If a Kings fan comes me like, bro, Draymond be tripping, I'll be like, listen, that's his job. And if they be like, but if you're like, hey, it happens, it don't happen.
It happens. It happens because we gotta. You know how I know it happens? You know how I know it happens? Is because we got too many incidents of it happening.
You're an asshole. You said you gonna piss a Kings fan off. It happens. That don't happen. You don't Mario jump off of a nigga's chest. It's not, that shit just don't happen.
It happens.
Draymond is trained in this. He's trained, bro. He's trained. You just can't appreciate it.
I can appreciate it. I appreciate it. I'm just like I said, I'm just glad it ain't like one of our team players getting it. I'm glad I ain't getting hit. I'm glad it's all cool. Like, long as it's on another team, cool. Like, I'm just not gonna defend it. I'm not about to be there like, no, Draymond's really good. If people be like, he a nut kicker, like, I'm not about to be on the internet like trying to.
He's a nut kicker. Who called him that?
The other people call him that. They call him nut kicker all the time. I might have just made that term up, but I'm just saying, like, I'm not about to defend him. Like, I'm not about to be like, no, like y'all misinterpreting what Dre be trying to do. Like, nah, he's really just trying to be, he has to do it. Like, nah, it happens. I'm gonna be like Forrest Gump, shit happens.
I don't think Kings fans gonna like that very much. But
Oh
either way, I
well.
think here's the thing. I think what it would be interesting is this. You can get your black words after this, but I think it's gonna be really interesting to find out what happens if we don't do well. Because it's 100 million, it's 100 million, right? And if you just violently kicking niggas and you like trying to rush your way to your TNT job and you not being helpful, and then it comes down to a point where like Klay Thompson is deteriorating and we got to pay him money or we got to get rid of him. We may get to this summer, like let's say we don't make playoffs, right? Or we get eliminated in the first round, and Klay ain't playing right, and his contract coming up this summer. And Draymond just averaging several points a game, and we not winning. Because if you're not winning, that extra nigga that ain't scoring no points is not helpful. It's like Ben Wallace on the Pistons. If we not getting no championships, nigga, you ain't no point. It will be interesting to see how the Warriors deal with that. Because who else would like want to have an aging superstar and then take on that contract, or would it be a situation where they just pay him to stay home? So that's the part where I can see how some of this goodwill, some of this like him being like a specialist in defense and like taking on the defensive prowess of the whole Warrior team. I can see how that could not work out in another place. Like, because you can't just
Stop this.
stop what?
Because none of these things or incidents are happening with his own defense. None of this is happening on defense. Like, you keep trying to use this defense, like he's just coming in with so many defensive intensities, like he has to be. None of this happened because he kicked Steve Adams in the nuts on offense. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Like, it's all been on offense, bro. Like it'd be some shit where too, like Curry up drop down a shot, and then like you'll go back to the film and it's like it's Draymond choking a nigga down and below the thing, and the shot is discounted. Like, no, like that's why I said it happens. Like, it happens. I'm not about to, he had to be a defensive beast. Like, no, it's not what happens. Don't get me wrong, he is a great defender. He's,
See?
you know what I mean? He's definitely a great defender, but I'm not about to sit here and say the reason he does things is because he just has to pick up on defense. No, stop it. Stop it. You need help. Stop.
I don't know, man. I'm trying to tell you, bro. Defense is something you do the whole game, bro. It's not.
Bro. It is.
It's not.
But
You out here like it's only
not the way
when
you do
when Steph is shooting, it's not red. No, if the ball's in the air, we got to fight for the next possession, right? Right. If the ball's in the air,
he's out here doing Mark Goldberg shit to niggas and just spearing niggas and shit. Like, no, get the fuck out of here. Like, I'm not about to stop it.
Spearing niggas. I'm a YouTube. I ain't never seen a spear nobody. Some people got choked out. Some people got their nuts kicked here and there. But out of 82 games, just like that happens like only like, I don't know,
90 games into the season. Did he just spear a nigga? Like,
if he spears a nigga, it's going. If he spears a nigga, I mean, we'll regroup. We'll regroup, bro. If
he spears a nigga, I'm gonna just be like, it happens. Like, that's it. That's my only thing for him. It happens.
We gonna regroup.
I'm not gonna compare him to nobody. Like, remember when this happened? Like, that's what I'm saying. I'm saving him. Like he's one in a million. Like, he's doing things different. Like, that's what I'm looking at it. Like,
I just need you to appreciate his defensive prowess and know how much he does for the Warriors.
I appreciate not those. I don't appreciate that at all.
Hey man, you gotta crack eggs, bro. You gotta crack eggs.
Luckily, he did this early in the season instead of late in the season. Lucky he ain't choking nobody out in the finals.
That's what I'm saying. It's good to get it out. It's good to like. That's what I mean, bro. It's important.
Like, that's what I'm saying.
We ain't playing
it's just
around.
Expected now. Like, oh yeah, he gonna do some wild shit. Like, that's what I meant with it. It's like, that's what I mean. It happens. That's what I mean by having. Yeah. It's expected. It's expected. Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh yeah, this year hopefully Dre doesn't get a technical. No, that's what he does. He lives for it. He's technical. He's technical Draymond.
That's what I mean, bro. Look, that's what I mean. I just want you to sit in a place where this is expected and it's reasonable play for us to get closer and closer to a championship.
No, all right, stop. Let's get into black words, bro. Here's my black words today, because you about to keep rumbling on about this shit and then we ain't gonna get nowhere. My black words come from a man who fought hard. You know what I mean? Even was in prison for some years and eventually was free and had a whole continent with him. My words come from Nelson Mandela, and he states, "It always seems impossible until it's done." And I think that's really deep. I think we all happen to find ourselves into situations like that. You may look at a task, whether it's work related, whether it's school related, whether it's relationship related. You look at something and you say, "Man, it seems so hard." And then when it's done, you're like, "Damn, that was easy." Or, "Man, wow, it was easier than what I thought it was." I know for Ry and I, being people who graduated later from college in our later years, it might have seemed impossible. It never seemed impossible, but I definitely know it's like we made reasons like, "Oh, we were, finances ain't right, or this ain't right," and things like that. And then you get done when you're like, "Oh man, that shit was cool. I'm done. Like, it's good. It's easier." Or, you are people who might work out. Maybe you're overweight, and maybe, what I'm saying, you trying to get down to a certain weight or trying to get better eating habits, and you're like, "Oh, that seems impossible. Cheeseburgers is just there," or da 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 da. And then eventually you down to that weight because you put in the time, you put in the effort, and it's done. And you're like, "That wasn't even that hard, bro." Like, I was able just to put it out there and things like that. So definitely a statement that I think we should all live in going into the next week is, hey, when you go in, maybe starting off on Monday, it always seems impossible until it's done.
That poster is on my, not poster, it's one of those frames from like Ross, like with the hardwood in it. Like, I guess it's a canvas wrap. I have that poster on my wall.
So
It always seems impossible. And I think that's an interesting concept about that is there will be a done, right? So when you even look at the poster, like, it always seems impossible until it's done. The sentence is actually written perfectly because eventually it will get done. And even if once you start it, you realize it's possible, but it's super impossible until you even start. Then you start be like, okay, this won't take as long as I expected to, but it will take longer than I expected to. Right. Like, that's how most things are. Like, I can't learn this in 5 days. I could learn it in 30 days, but it won't take a year. Shit like that. I really like that phrase. That's one of those quotes that is so perfectly written and executed, because once you begin something, you can immediately see some type of fabrication of a finish line versus when you're just sitting there waiting on it, you'd be like, "Nah, that shit gonna be hella hard." But you'd be like, "Oh wait, this ain't that. I can get this done. May take a year, but I can get this done. I can get this done." So I appreciate that one, man. Let me go ahead and just
I don't feel like it's about to be some wild shit, whatever you about to say right now.
Nah, bro, I'm just saying, like, law number 15, man, is, you know what? Nah, we're not even
at all costs. Like, what is it?
We're not gonna do that one, man. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do law 17, man. Law 17, and this is directly related about Dell time saying it's good Draymond got suspended in the beginning of the season, because sometimes it happens during the playoffs. And law 17 is keep others suspended in terror. Cultivate an air of unpredictability. Throw others off balance and unnerve them with random, unpredictable acts, and you'll gain the upper hand. And this is all I'm saying, bro. This is why Draymond is a defensive specialist with a high IQ who is responsible for all of our defensive prowess. He throws people off guard. Did you know that in the first couple games he'd be suspended for 5 games and choke out a Frenchman? No. Do we know what's going to happen next game? No. Do we know what's going to happen when he gets back? Absolutely not. You got to keep an air of unpredictability. You got to cultivate an air of unpredictability. You can't tell people what's coming because no one's going to know. Steph Curry pulling up from half court randomly is like Draymond choking out a Frenchman randomly. Right. It's never planned, and it's required, and it's reasonable.
And it just happens.
And it just happens, man. Listen, per usual, y'all could be anywhere in the world right now, but y'all here with us. Drink water and pay attention.
Yo, man, you made it this far right now. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you like, and make sure you comment. And just know we here at the Dell Ry Report really, really, really fuck with you. Till next time. Peace.
Bless up.